Hey everybody, and welcome to week 10 of my NHL player rankings that I do for the Montreal Canadiens. So that's Wednesday, December 6th, 2020. It's the first player ranking in 2020, and not a big week for scoring for the Habs players. I'll give you the games that were covered in this by this week. They were at Carolina, 3-1 loss. They only scored one goal. They were at home to Tampa Bay for the 2-1 loss. It's only 2 goals. And they were at home to Pittsburgh for a 3-2 loss in overtime. So that makes 4 goals in the 3 games. So not a great. There's not a ton of movement because of that, because there's just not a lot of points were scored, but there was movement in that there's some guys that are off the team right now. Folan's been waived. Brendan Gallagher's hurt. And then there's the new additions. We got Vadimo on for the first time. Who else now? Scandella for the first time. There's 3 names that are supposed to be first. And Weiss is back. That's what it is. So we have that. So I'm going to go over. Let me just explain, I guess, how it works. So what I do is it's kind of like the power rankings for the teams. Players go up and down depending on how they perform during the week, and I list them from 24 to 1, and we have fun with that. And so we'll get to that. I'm just going to get the board together and be right back. I am back. Okay, so the board is here. You can see I've got Byron, Armia, and Folan there because injure off the team right now in Laval. Not on this list at all is Gallagher and Drouin because I believe they're going to be out a little longer than Byron and Armia. And Folan was here for all of last week. And I don't know why I'm looking down there again. Sorry, I keep doing that. Okay, so we're going to go to the first one on this list, and that is Brett Kulak. Brett Kulak is down 5 spots. I don't know if we're going to see Brett Kulak on this list next week because he will not be playing very much, but he might still stay there. Brett Kulak had 1 assist, 1 point, -1, and he had 7 shots. The reason he's not going to play is not necessarily because he's been playing bad as of late, but because of the addition of Marco Scandella. And I don't think, unless there's an injury or a specific reason why that, or suspension or something like that, that Kulak will not be in for a while. Okay, next up, and his first time on the board. It might be the first time ever or just first time back, but I think it's his first time on the board this season, and that's Dale Weiss. Hope the blue shows up. Yeah, I like this new camera. Things like that show up. It didn't show up very well on my last camera on the phone. Okay, Dale Weiss had 2 games played, no points, -1, no shots. The reason he's ahead of Kulak is only because Kulak won't be playing for a while. He is actually playing tonight. As this is recorded, they're playing the Jets. So he's playing, so I put him ahead. But there's no other real reason to have him there. Next one, also first time on, and a guy I'm a little disappointed is not in the lineup tonight because Weiss has taken his spot, which I don't really understand, but that's Lucas Vadimo. Vadimo had no points, had a -1 and 2 shots, and I like his play. I like his aggressiveness. I like his energy. I think he makes some smart decisions, even for a rookie. And I like him. I like his second effort. I like what I saw of him. I'm a little surprised Weiss is in there. Next up, moving up 4 points, and that is backup goalie Charlie Lindgren. Now Lindgren, he didn't play. Did he play? Yeah, he did. That was his game. Excuse me. Lindgren had a 0-1 and 0 record with a 2.01 goals against and a 9.43 save percentage. Lindgren played good in his start. I like what I saw from him, and that's why he's moving up, because he doesn't deserve to stay where he was, and because some of these guys shouldn't be ahead of him. And next up into number 17, moving up just 1 spot. It's not because he played particularly well, but because of the way everybody else moved around. No points for Mete. That's Victor Mete. No points, -1, 3 shots. He didn't play bad. He didn't play particularly well. third pairing. Although the last game, I think he might have been on the second. But Scandella's first game, he was on the second pairing. But that's changed. Scandella's going to be playing with Petrie. Next up in number 16 and down one spot, and that is Jordan Wheel. Wheel had no points, or did he? No points for Wheel, -1 and 5 shots. Wheel is playing on the fourth line this game, which is where he probably should be. And anyway, he's in 16. Next up and down one spot into number 15. This is a guy that I think will find himself higher up down the road. And that's Ryan Poehling. If he would have had one, I might have had him up higher. 0 points, -2, 7 shots, but he almost had a goal that was called back. And yeah, that was against the Pittsburgh. Was it Pittsburgh? Yeah, very bad. No, I don't know if it was Pittsburgh. Anyway, he did have a goal that they called back in a game. It might have been against Carolina. I think it actually was against Carolina. But Ryan Poehling in number 15. And yeah, he was down 1. Next one, up 3. He's a defenseman. Cale Fleury. Cale Fleury. He's up 3 because he's got no points, but he's a +2, 7 shots. I thought he plays well. You don't really notice him as much as you'd want to, but that's because he's playing well, and there's no reason not to. He's not doing anything bad to hurt you. And every now and then he's got this big hit, or he breaks in, he gets a shot, he makes a good play. I like Fleury. I like what I've seen, so he deserves to go up. Number 13, and his first time on the list, and that's our new defenseman, Marco Scandella. Long name. Good Italian name from Montreal. Marco Scandella, in his one game, no points. He was even, and he had 1 shot. He hit the post. He came that close to scoring in his first game. I liked it. I liked his play. He was good and solid. I think I can see going forward he will make a difference on the defense. He's not the end all or be all, but that's a spot that was like an open sore. He may be a Band-Aid for now. I hope he stays longer, but it's that was a good move by Bergman to make that trade. Okay, so I'm going to get the next board, and we're going to continue. Okay, new board. Let's go for the top half. In number 12, and up 1, but mostly because of the movement behind him. Although he played well. He had a couple of, that's Nate Thompson, by the way. Yeah, he played well. He had a couple of good chances in, I want to say the Tampa game. He played well. No points. -1, 4 shots. But anyway, he goes up 1. It's mostly because of the movement behind him, but it's fine, 1 spot. Next up, in number 11, this one's a nice short one. You write it. Is Jesperi Kotkaniemi. He stays the same. He had no points, -2, 8 shots. I like his game. I like the way he's coming along. He's starting to play well again. And yeah, I figured he could stay there because it wasn't a big scoring 3-game set for anybody on this team. So I kept him there. I like Jesperi Kotkaniemi though. Next up into number 10 and up 2 spots because he actually played well. He was shifted up because of the injury. In a spot that I wouldn't have thought that he should be playing, that's first line, that's Nick Cousins. Yet in that game he had an assist and he played well. So he had the 1 assist, he had a point. He was even and he had 8 shots, shooting a lot. And he always seems to play well. Doesn't really matter where you play him. He's got a lot of energy. He's got experience. I like him. And he's playing back on the third line now for tonight's game. In number 9 and up, did I say up 1? Okay, I thought he was up more than that, but anyways, who am I to know? That's Carey Price. Yeah, I know everyone's saying Carey sucks. Carey doesn't know what he's doing. Carey Price had a good last game. He actually had a good 2 games without any result. He was 0-1-1 with a 2.50 goals against and a 9.16 save percentage. So good numbers. If he can only keep those numbers going the rest of the way, with an improved defense and all that around, they could turn it around. But look, they've got to turn it around really soon. I mean, really soon, like tonight, or it's going to be tough. Like it's tough now. It's going to be impossible maybe. Okay, sidetrack back to the board. In number 8, and staying in the same spot, Ben Sherratt. Ben Sherratt. Let me see what his numbers are. Mostly, yeah, no points. -2, 2 shots. I could have moved him up or down. Like, he didn't really do much, right? He didn't stand out for any particular reason, playing steady, and so he stays in the same spot. Like I said, this is not a lot of movement here because there was not a lot of points scored. Canadians didn't win. 3 losses, so there's not a lot. Yeah, the word is escaping me. The word's escaping me. Next up, also staying in the same spot, and I hope that he will improve because of the addition of Scandella. Playing with Scandella tonight is Jeff Petrie. He had a goal for 1 point, -1, and 10 shots, and that's why I didn't move him at all. He had 10 shots. He had a goal. He's playing with a new partner now, so I'm hoping for even a better showing. That wasn't great, but he had a goal. Not a lot of points. Okay, in number 6, we're in the top 6. Staying in the same spot is our captain, Shea Weber. Shea Weber had no points. Ooh, that's a surprise. Everyone else had so many points. No. -2, 8 shots. Weber, you know what? One thing I would say, I noticed in the game, is it Tampa or it might have been Pittsburgh, but on one of the odd man rushes, he that time made the right decision and took out the pass option and left Carey Price the shooter, and it was a different result. Is that enough to raise you up or down? But anyway, he stayed the same. Next one, up 4 into number 5. Up 4 into number 5 is Arturi Lehkonen. Whoops, spell it right, Rick. Lehkonen had one really good game. Played well in the other ones, but he had one good game where he had 2 goals for 2 points, +2 and 6 shots. And just Lehkonen plays steady definitely on the defensive side. Lehkonen steady all the time, and every now and then he has he rides the waves of his offense. He's right now currently anyway in a good offensive zone right now. So Lehkonen was up 4 into 5th spot. In 4th spot and down 2 is Thomas the Tuna Tatar. Tatar had, surprise, surprise, no points, -3 and 6 shots. So I thought of all the guys that were in his area, he deserved to go down. I believe he's the only one left that went down. And yeah, I said his stats. So in the top 3, we're in the top 3 now. Number 3 is our number 1 center, Phil Deneau. Do you know, no points. Surprise, surprise again. -1, 8 shots. He's up 1, but that's because I kind of had to move Tatar down, and then the next guy had to go up, and all like that kind of thing. So that's why. Love Deneau. Love the way he plays. Number 2. Of course, you're going to say, well, he's number 2 because he's your favorite guy. Nick Suzuki. He's in number 2. He had an assist for a point. He was even and 4 shots. I love the way he plays. Any situation, if you notice, watch how Julian's using him. Almost every single situation, you can see Suzuki out on the ice at one point or another, and that just says it all. That he can play anywhere on the ice, any line, anywhere, and he plays well, and he'll give you some production. So he was up 3 into number 2, and that leaves the only other guy out on the board that we haven't seen yet, and that is Max Domi. The only guy who had any kind of production for the week. Max Domi, 1 goal, 2 assists, 3 points, +1, and 8 shots. Even if he was in 10th spot, I think Max Domi deserved to go right up into 1st for this week because the only guy with any consistent production at all. So there you go. That's my player ranking for the week. Hopefully next week will be a little better. I'm thinking there's 4 games, so there's an extra game to get stats from. And hopefully we'll have better result with Kovalchuk, with more games with Scandella. Well, let's hope maybe there's some some better games on the horizon. So thanks for watching. If you like the video, give a thumbs up. While you're on the way down there to do that, you can give a subscribe and ring the notifications bell. It's going to get you more videos like these from Talking Habs and your daily fix of Blue Blanc Rouge. So once again, I don't think there's anything else to say. So thanks everybody, and go Habs, go! Something like that. Can't see my hand. Bye y'all.